It's June 2024. But before we talk about June, let's talk about May, the month before. Even when the weather forecast called for cloudy skies, more often those clouds began to look like this one. And 10 minutes later, that cloud became this. In fact, the weather girl summed up the whole month this way. But now it's June. Overall, the local forecast calls for sunny skies, or skies with some clouds. It's a real break in the weather. So let's fly a lot in June. I go out to the airport and I find this notice posted on the door of the FBO. Well, I've been expecting this. We all knew an airport improvement project was going to begin shortly. So I filed this date away in my head, thinking, well, I need to plan for some downtime in July. But for now, I'm going to make a flight from Atlanta to Chicago and see some family up there. This trip is documented in my last two videos. This one going up, and this one coming back. There's a big family get-together in Arkansas coming up. That's a wee bit too far to drive, but it's a perfect way to use our RV-12 to make it there in 4 hours or less. Again, the weather looks promising for the trip with a favorable outlook for both the flight there and back. On June 17th, I go to the airport to prep the plane for the upcoming trip. I go over to the FBO and posted on the door is an update message. What? They changed the dates to close the airport? Nobody told me. Well, it's a good thing I came here today on the 17th because tomorrow the 18th is when they shut down. I make some phone calls and arrange to fly my plane over to a neighboring airport so I can fly during the runway closure. And here's my second what? They were supposed to close on the 18th, but the NOTAM says that they're closed starting on the 17th, and that's today. I can't go anywhere. I'm grounded for the rest of the month. I think they changed the date because they realized Oshkosh was coming up in July. The project is to update the runway and taxiway lighting. For weeks in advance, they've been stockpiling the equipment needed to install LED lighting and wiring. Then the heavy equipment arrived on scene. To lay the wiring, you're going to need a ditch witch like this one, or like this monster here. The only activity at the airport now is by the construction crew. Where we once had smooth green grass, we now have dirt piles. No doubt there's X's on both ends of the runway, but from the ground you wouldn't know that. So on the taxiways, they place these barriers. You can see the paths the underground wiring takes by following the scars left by the heavy equipment. All the entrances to the runway are closed off by barriers. Now I'm sitting at home looking up at the sky. This is the day I'd be flying back from Arkansas. If I'd gone, that is. We're going to have to be patient and fly another day. I have a list of places to go in my pocket. You want to come along? Subscribe now and come with us later. Hope to see you then.